Now we're gonna switch gears and we're gonna go into baseball. Obviously, we're gonna stick with the local teams, the Yankees and the Mets. We have a Yankees fan here and a Mets fan here. Let's start with the actual winners, the Yankees. All right. How do you feel about their chances?
I mean, as comfortable as we can possibly feel at this point in time. But I guess like kind of where we're at right now, the injuries, they're stacking up. The starting pitching, shaky. The bats are alive, you know. But it just comes down to, you know, how long can we maintain something like this? And over a series, who are we going to have and not going to have? You know, Giancarlo is going to come back before the season's over. You know, everybody should be back. Everybody should have played a couple of games. The pitching is going to be the same. At some point, we're still supposed to get Severino back, which, I mean, if you can get an ace back at any point in time, hopefully he gets a couple of starts before the playoffs. If all those things fall in line, I feel good. I feel like, you know, we have a lineup where if we can just get decent starting pitching and our bullpen can be our bullpen, we really don't got a reason not to win.
I mean, this is the problem. Verlander looks like a savage animal. Every time I see him out there, I say, woo, I say, man, that was a great deal. They plucked him out of Detroit, and it went right to the World Series. And I see World Series in Houston future again. I'm sorry to say, Correa came back, and it looked like he never left. All right, so when you have Houston has that type of dynamic lineup and the animal pitching to go along with, and then the Yankees have an animal lineup and suspect pitch.
And that's the main thing with, I guess, just comparing them. I think your lineup is killer, but it's still not better than the Astros. Toe for toe, even just your lineup. And that's not even getting. I know it's
when everybody comes back.
Yeah, when they come back, because
I don't know about that.
I don't believe in staying for the playoffs. He is a zero for the playoffs.
How much they paying him? He better come back. I'm gonna stay him in that lineup. You crazy?
He gonna come back 190 in the playoffs.
How you gonna make that statement? How can you even say that?
Booed. Why? You heard it here first. It's all about getting past Houston and their pitching, their starting pitching.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I don't want to see LA first. I do like our chances to get to the playoffs. I don't like our chances as much when we get there.
I mean, when you look at the Mets, you have the pitching to go along and match up with anybody.
We do.
Right?
So
you shouldn't be afraid of any series.
Our bullpen
sucks.
That's putting it lightly.
Your hitting sucks worse. Like you said, Davis is coming up, and Conforto's supposed to be better than what he is.
He's definitely grown into his own as a player, 25 to 30 home run type guy. Rosario's becoming the shortstop they wanted, batting about 280, 290. You know, so yeah.
Very suspect lineup. If you can get a live bat, like I said, Cano was kind of coming on. If you can get somebody like Cano to actually hit, then the Mets might actually do something.
I'm actually excited to see that like both teams are, you know, in a race right now. The thing is, we're in uncharted waters. We don't normally see this from the Mets. Do they choke down the stretch? Yeah. Do they like even take it up another notch? Yeah. Like go into like where they're actually, you know, scary to play going into the playoffs? I mean, the thing is, if they don't get those lights out pitching from them every game because of questionable lineup, you can't, in an extended series, you know, I think that
exposed.
Yeah, they would get exposed.
You know what the Mets problem is? It just takes one live bat. And for their run to the World Series, they had Daniel Murphy. He was that live bat. Then it comes time to pay him, and like always, what happens to the Mets? You know, I don't got it. Where's my money?
Rabbit.
You got Alonso. Are the Mets actually gonna pay him?
I said, and it was funny because this was off the air. But when we were laughing, and I seen him, I think I seen his eyes swell up because a tear was gonna come out. But I said to him, I said, you know what it is? I was like, you know, Cespedes, he's proven, like he's a middle of the lineup batter. I'm like, if you had him back, I said, and as a third baseman, imagine, I'm like, and this is what I think about with the Mets. If they just get a player like this, where like if you pick up this player and drop him in Moscow, Russia, he will put up 40 home runs and play Gold Glove defense, right? Like it don't matter where you drop him, he's just that good. I was like, can you imagine if like Nolan Arenado from the Rockies, played third base for the Mets. I said, you know how confident I would be in your team that you have a middle of the lineup guy like that surrounded around there. And I just seen him like where it was like a tear, like where he was just like, I'll never know what that money to give out to a player is like.
This is the worst part. They could have had Machado.
Yeah, he said he would have played for the Mets.
So what happened?
I'm not mad about not paying him $30 million a year.
I ain't mad about that Bryce Harper either. I don't care how many that little walk off your head.
But Nolan Arenado is still looking real good.
But this is my point. What is a World Series worth to the Mets? Imagine if he's there in your lineup. We're talking about you guys possibly going to the World Series.
Well, to the Wilpons, not as much. So guys, get in the comments. Let us know what you think about the local teams. Do you think they have a chance to do anything this year? It's good in the show. Let us know.